Hey there, thank you so much for your question. I'm super excited that you're starting on Naltrexone for alcohol use disorder. So for me, just to answer this, I was drinking for about 10 years. I was drinking varying amounts, usually at least a bottle of wine every single day, oftentimes more. I had whiskey stashed in the cabinet that I'd pull from, and I would just kind of lose count of how many pulls I would take throughout the night. Sometimes I've had a couple of bottles. Usually on the weekends, I would start day drinking at around 11 a.m. every day over the weekend, and then just drink until I passed out. So it varied day to day, but anywhere from a bottle of wine to, probably the equivalent of 3 to 4 bottles of wine if I was drinking all day long. And you asked about withdrawal as well. So I personally did not experience any alcohol withdrawal through this treatment. And according to Dr. David Sinclair, the man who discovered this treatment, he talks about how many people can actually avoid withdrawal through the Sinclair method, which is taking naltrexone 1 hour before drinking, because they're gradually reducing their alcohol consumption over time. And withdrawal is usually induced when somebody goes cold turkey and just abruptly quits drinking. I have worked with a lot of people over the last 5 years as a Sinclair Method coach, and I've heard really similar things to individuals who are concerned with withdrawals, that when they start this treatment, it helps them reduce slowly and gradually enough so they do not have withdrawal symptoms, or if they do, they're really minor. One other thing I wanted to share that is really a best practice with the Sinclair Method protocol among a lot of the physicians that we work with is that they really encourage people to either reduce or eliminate hard alcohol when they're on the Sinclair Method, simply because the hard alcohol can overpower the effects of the naltrexone medication. So in my experience working with people, it's not something that someone has to do necessarily right out the gate day one. There's benefit, in my view, to drinking on the naltrexone with your drink of choice, the hard alcohol, but just to bear in mind that hard alcohol can potentially cause people to drink through the medication naltrexone. So in our program, a best practice of our physicians is to encourage people to minimize the hard alcohol or avoid it if possible. And if someone is drinking hard alcohol, typically the advice is to have a tall mixed drink so that you're drinking it more slowly, have a meal with it and things like that. And also, as I'm always talking about, this method really does need time to work. So I just encourage you to have a long-term perspective on this treatment. And for a lot of us, the results we see are gradual, but they're continuous. But sometimes they can be so subtle that they're easy to ignore or dismiss. So just encouraging you to celebrate any small win and any small change that you're seeing on this treatment protocol. I hope that helps you as you're getting started. We have free resources linked in our bio that might be helpful for you for this treatment. You can check it out. And of course, you can learn about our program there as well. Bye for now.